You know, Randy, yesterday the mare's tails came across and you said it's gonna rain. I'll tell you what, there's 5 to 6 foot coasters out there. We know we're gonna see rain later. I think we'll stay close to camp. What do you say?
Let's go get some fish.
Hi, I'm Darryl Choronzey, and today I'm with my good fishing buddy, Randy Ford, the president of Walker Downriggers. We're just gonna show you what can happen when the conditions get bad. You can actually catch a lot of fish right close to shore, especially when you're in northeastern Saskatchewan at Lindbergh's Reindeer Lake Lodge. Let's go fishing.
Get casting.
I'm going fishing all of the time, and my baby's going fishing too. Bet your life that your sweet wife can catch more fish than you. Any fish will bite if you got the right bait. Now here's a little something that I'd like to relate. With my pole and my line, I'm going fishing. Yes, I'm going fishing. My baby's going fishing too.
Going Fishing with Darryl Choronzey is brought to you in part by Yamaha, when you want the best. Abu Garcia, for life. Berkeley Trilene, Canada's strongest fishing line. And by Montana's Cookhouse Saloon, fresh country cooking.
Guess what, Randy? I didn't even know I had a fish on here. You know, while you were fighting that fish, we put the boat neutral, right? And that 6-pack just fell down. And it looks like a laker grabbed it while it was dropping.
I'm just gonna get out of your way.
Well, you're gonna be right here to get that net in a second. It's getting a little windy, my friend. Maybe we're gonna go pike fishing. What do you think?
You know, I think we're gonna have to.
Because I don't want to. This fish is fighting.
This is good.
This fish is fighting. The wind's up and blowing. Is this fish scrappy or what? We got into some bigger lakers out here, pal. I gotta get him right back. Randy Ford, get the net around that fish. Randy, I'll tell you what, he's got that big Williams jammed right down in his yap there. Look at the way they want to wrap, and I don't want to hurt that fish. Here, Randy, I'm gonna get you to lift that net all the way around, Randy. Oh, hold it. I got him out of there. Golly, gee willikers, Mr. Gray Trout, smarten up.
It's a beauty.
And strong fish, Randy. No two ways about it. They are very strong. You know, Randy said to me this morning, what are we gonna do? We're gonna go pike fishing or we're gonna go lake trout fishing? And we looked and it was windy, right? And that's one of the great things about Reindeer Lake and where we're staying. There's probably 1,000 islands here. We can get in behind the islands. But where we're fishing these lake trout, the wind seems to be jumping the islands and hitting us head on. We'll catch a few more lake trout. And then we're gonna go in some of these bays, do the smart thing, get into shallow water, and we'll toss spinners to big pike. What do you think?
Tie our arms out a little bit more.
Let's go for it. Randy, that thing never even gave me a chance to see it. You were fighting the fish and it grabbed it and went straight down with it.
It's an amazing attractor.
Contrary to popular belief, the skies aren't always blue, the waters aren't always calm, and the winds aren't always light when Choronzey and the crew go out for a day of filming a television show. In the North Country, visiting anglers are often content to sit out bad weather days around the fireplace back at the main lodge. But on a lake like Reindeer, situated far up in Saskatchewan's northeastern corner, more than 5,500 islands almost always allow for calm water fishing situations somewhere close to the lodge. Traveling across vast expanses of open water may be out of the question on this day, but there's still plenty of fast-paced action for lake trout and northern pike for our host and his good fishing buddy, Randy Ford.
Oh, you got a hump here? That's why the fish are there.
Yeah. You know, Randy, you work the fish finder in conjunction with the downrigger and the camera, right? And you know how they talk about structure? Well, the fish finder shows us the structure coming, and the camera shows us the fish right there.
You got it. Oh, no, he hit it.
Did he hit it coming up? You know what? You got a second fish hit it coming up. I'll bet your money. What?
I think it was.
He hit that right. That one fish spit it out. The lure started coming to the surface, and that one hit it. Randy, you got him over my shoulder?
Yep.
Now, do you want me to bring my rod up or not?
No, you're okay. Let's try and go around him.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the front.
Now, if you go around him, though, and you drop him back on my line, I'm not gonna be too happy. What are you doing to me, Mr. Ford? Put some meat onto that fish.
You know what? It's the wind blowing us around.
It's the wind. Well, you know what, Randy? Get him over here. I want to get hold of the spoon without getting my hands on the hook. Look at that. He took that right in the upper jaw, and he doesn't want to come easy for me. What do you think, buddy?
Good release.
Put it there. You know, we went around in a circle trying to land that fish for you with my lure still hanging on the Downrigger cannonball.
Still pretty windy.
Well, look, we'll get a couple more fish, and then we'll go and have shore lunch, and then we'll go pike fishing.
How about I get a couple more fish?
That's the way it's going right now.
And now for the Montana's Cookhouse Saloon tip of the week. Gales and lightning are another matter, but never let a little foul weather spoil your fishing adventure. Always go prepared for the elements. Proper clothing, tackle, and common sense can produce great fishing.
Randy, this guy almost took the rod right out of the holder.
I just saw him on your screen there.
You know what? He almost took that rod right out of the holder. I couldn't believe it. You know, we're sitting here in the wind, and we're talking pike, and all of a sudden the lake trout hits.
He came out of nowhere.
You know, these conditions are not ideal.
Far from it.
No, they're not. We're trying to find a spot where we're not going to pound. And the main lake right now is pretty rough, right?
Well, the wind's blowing over them trees. You can see them blowing, and it's hard to even control the boat.
We get down there, it's windy. Look at this. All the same. Look at it. Look. We get down that end of the island, it's windy. We get down at this end of the island, it's windy.
I think somebody cloned all them fish. All the ones we're getting are the same size.
Here, Randy.
I'll hold the rod for a second.
But yeah, it seems everywhere we go, if we hit one point of the island or the other, we get the wind. And where we get the wind, now, it's not a bad fish, Randy.
He's pretty. And scrappy.
That is not a bad fish at all.
You didn't wash your face this morning anyway.
No, he just doesn't want to have a look at my mug. Give him
look at his belly. Looks like a big pike took a rip at him.
There you go. Some big resident pike around here come down here, put the grab on him, he skirted away, and then he gets caught at our end.
Why don't we go catch that big pike?
You know, and that's the easiest way to release those guys. They just go right out.
They take right off.
Randy, I'll tell you what. As we were saying, there's a big blow going on the lake right now. And you're up here, you can always get out of the wind. But I said, we've caught 15 or 16 lake trout, right? We've only been out, what, an hour and a half? 2 hours?
An hour and a half, 2.
The wind's starting to pick up out here. Let's go find some little bay and catch some pike.
I think we could eat lunch before we do that. I'm getting kind of hungry.
We could do that. we can do that for sure. Let's go for it.
All right.
We'll wind them up, and then we'll head out for the shore lunch. Get the bonfire going.
I won't be far behind you.
Let's go for it. Randy, you know what's better than fishing?
I'm only guessing one thing.
Shore lunch. And I'll tell you what, the Cree guides are great fishermen, right? And they're great guides.
I think the best.
But I think they're probably the best cooks in the world, too. What Alan's doing is lake trout with flour and seasoning, right? And Eric was doing the potatoes there with a little bit of onions and a little bit of mushroom. And over on the far side, we've actually got baked lake trout. You know, the tomatoes and the onions in it. And the beans and the carrots and no corn. Hey, don't worry about the corn. I'm missing the spaghetti.
I like them storing fish.
Great lunch, right?
It's the only way to have it when you're up here, Darryl. There's nothing better than eating fresh fish after a good morning of fishing.
And then you get a good afternoon of fishing right after you have the great char lunch.
Well, my arm's a little sore, but after a good feed of fish, I'll be all right.
Going fishing returns with the Campfire comment.
Boy, was the salmon fishing great or what, Darryl?
Was it great? It was phenomenal. You know, I think even Dennis caught fish today.
Salmon fishing was great, but the lake trout was just as good.
Well, listen, in Georgian Bay and in the rest of the Great Lakes, we've had phenomenal salmon and trout fishing, but I don't think it's going to be that way for long.
Why, are the biologists not doing their job?
Casey, you said it and you asked the right question. Pass me the nitroglycerin tablets. I'll tell you what, I know some phenomenal biologists. I've got Andy McKee, I got Jerry Smitka, I got Bruce Randa. And I've said this before, I think that every biologist, when he graduates, they should give him a fishing rod instead of a diploma. Biologists are great guys, right? And for the most part, they are great guys and they're doing a great job. But if you get a couple bad biologists, they can kill the fishery. Up here on Georgian Bay, we're clipping Chinook. I'm gonna predict that the Chinook fishery and the great multi-million-dollar fishery is gonna go down the tubes. We see this in a lot of places. A few biologists with a lot of power can kill a fishery. And again, most biologists are great biologists, but if you get some bad apples, they can just decimate a sport fishery. Mr. Ford! Oh, I had a hit.
You got a hit?
You got one right there. That's not a bad fish. You know
gone.
that? No, he's still there. What do you mean he's gone? I'm sitting here watching him with my Polaroids.
You know what?
You know when they do that head shaking?
I know.
You think they're gone. Get up on here, Randy. I'll make way up on the casting deck for you, buddy.
You know what? I'm used to downrigger fishing, but this pike fishing's a little bit different.
Randy said, oh, he's gone, he's gone. No, he wasn't. He was just speeding to the boat.
Tell you what, I know that you've got a lot more experience at handling these things, man. I'm going to let you take them off.
Want me to lean over?
Yeah.
That's what we have our guide for back there. Get in the back of the boat and let him
I'd
unreel
rather
it for you.
You can get your fingers sliced up pretty good.
I really can. Get back there. You know, we should mention while Randy's getting this fish unhooked, we came out of shore lunch. It's been up and down, it's been cloudy, it's been windy, it's been rain. You can always find a place to fish here. So we've tucked back into one of these small coves, and now we're connecting with pike. While Randy's getting his fish unhooked, I should mention that this truly is the land of the living skies. We had shore lunch, and even before shore lunch, we had bright skies, we had cloudy skies, we had thunder, we had rain, and now we've got some high winds, so we've tucked back into one of these small bays. We'll see what we can do.
When fishing the North Country, Choronzey always carries along an arsenal of silver and gold-plated whitefish, wobblers, and quicksilvers to tempt lake trout, walleye, and northern pike to the net. Now they come along and introduce a new heavyweight member to the family, the bully. The bully is so named because it is a heavier version of the original Williams lure, the wobbler. The bully features a realistic 3D eye, stamped scale patterns, and is double the weight of a similar-sized wobbler. The bully casts like a bullet and maintains its depth when retrieved or under troll. The openings on each end of the bully are oversized to allow for more freedom of movement and at the same time produce an audible sound under retrieve. This lure also has the same Williams trademark stabilizing ridge that prevents line twist and imparts that fabled Williams darting action.
Look, I got him on the snout. Look at this guy. Look.
You know what? He's a good-looking fish.
He is a good-looking fish, eh? He just took it, Randy, grabbed it, and he started swimming to the boat with me. Now, you know, Randy, we've been talking about the bass fishing and everything else, right? We've got even northern pike here that want to grab it and swim right to the boat for us.
I think maybe they heard it was going to be supper time soon, and they wanted to go with us.
That guy's pretty lethargic, eh? Alan, 44 inches? 44 inches. You know, that's what I like about these guys. They are great. He's got to be. I'll bet you, though, you know, you're talking there's a 31-inch fish. But that was a 31-inch fish that came right to the boat.
At times.
Yeah.
At times.
How big did Alan say that was?
29 inches.
29. I said 30.
Yeah, not a bad guess.
And that fish just grabbed the hook and started swimming towards the boat. You know, Randy, we're catching these fish almost every cast, and you get these axe handles in here. And again, we know where the big fish are. And I mean, there's big fish around camp, but they're usually. And at Reindeer, the big fish are around camp, a lot of them. But if you really want to get into the exciting trophy fishing, right, you take a half-hour to an hour boat ride.
Right.
I mean, and then you're catching 5 or 6 45s to, to 50s a day. But again, we couldn't get out there today. It was blowing all day today.
Coming at us from every direction.
You know, and again, when Randy says every direction, he's not kidding. We were over lake trout fishing this morning. We put the downrigger balls down right in calm water. As soon as the balls get in the water, the wind comes up.
Yeah.
You know, we moved across around a bunch of islands, and then we said, let's just get the spinner baits and have some pike fun today.
We've had fun.
We've had fun.
now for the Tasco Tackle Selection of the Week. Today, for trout, we're using an Abu Garcia 6500 C4 Ambassador level wind reel and a Fenwick rigger stick. Our line is 12-pound Berkeley Trilene. Our choice of bait is a Williams Whitefish and a Lure Jensen 6-pack. For pike, we're using an Abu Garcia 5600 C4 Ambassador reel and a Berkeley Lightning rod. Our line is 20-pound Berkeley Whiplash. Our choice of bait, the Mepps Magnum Muskie Killer. And a Williams Bully. And don't you forget your Tasco binoculars.
There's one. No, weeds. There's one. Randy?
You got him?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep a hold of him. I made a long cast there. I think he's still there. Look at him. These guys move. He's just trying to get a little slack line to throw that hook. Look at these guys.
I got one,
hey,
too.
I got one, and this is a nice fish. Now, wait a minute. I'm in here talking to these people. We're not in here for the trophies. We're in here for a lot of fun. It's been raining, it's been blowing, and we said, look, let's not go too far from camp. We're only a half a mile. What do you think?
Why don't you hand me that rod?
Why don't you go catch your own
You're not
fish?
gonna
Get out of
fight
my
it.
way.
Let me fight it.
Now, Randy, that's typical for these back bays that we're fishing. That fish is going to go 33, 34 inches, but you will get a bigger fish. Alan, can I just see that fish for 1 minute? I'm going to get him from behind. We get the northern pike here like this, right? And we either have the guides unhook them for us, or we want to make sure we've got long needle nose pliers, right? But we won't really talk about the big cut I got in my left thumb. Yesterday, I got my hand just a little too close to a pike's mouth, right? And I guess I got about a 3.5-inch tear there. But these are typical for the back bays. And again, you can hear the thunder in the background, I think. We're just not going too far from camp. Look at that guy. That thing belongs at the Calgary Stampede. Make a cast in there and catch me a fish.
Going Fishing returns in a moment.
Randy, we keep saying this over and over, the land of the living skies, and I guess when you come fishing in the land of the living skies, you've got to come with a little bit of mixed tackle.
You better, because conditions change.
You know, Randy and I decided this morning, well, we're not going to take the long ride. It was a little bumpy out there, right? We had a lot of different conditions.
Lumps and bumps all over. Some on me.
I got him on me. We had him on the water. We even had him in the sky. It was pounding pretty good.
It was.
Anyways, this morning when Randy and I decided to go fishing, we knew we had to take a little bit of variety in the way of fishing tackle.
Because the conditions were changing so quickly, we knew we'd have to take different tackle to try those different species.
You know, Randy, when we fish the north, we always seem to be taking an assortment of Brex products, and they've got the Mepps spinner, and that's my bread and butter lure for pike. It's got the great big treble on it. It's got that skirt, and that's the new Muskie Magnum number 7. It's about 40% more blade area. And you know, Randy, as far as a fish catcher goes, it's a real killer. It's just like they call it the Muskie Killer, right? It catches big pike too.
They do jump all over it.
Now, looking at the rods and reels, 5600 C4 level wind bait caster. Okay, I've got it spooled up with 20-pound whiplash. It's a braid, and when the fish hits, I don't care if it's a small pike or a big pike, you feel it right back here in the shoulders.
It's a real sudden hookup.
There's no give, you know?
None.
Running a little Connelon short, stiff rod, you know? And I don't like the great big poles when we go pike fishing.
These guys seem to give us all the action we would be looking for in anything.
They're a lot of fun. Now, one other lure that we've been playing with on this trip, and again, it's from Brex, and people look at this and say, oh, it's only a Williams wobbler, but it's not a Williams wobbler. It's in the shape of the wobbler, but it's a heavy. It's probably got maybe 2 or 3 times the weight that a regular Williams wobbler does in that size.
It's great for casting.
The old bully has even got an eye on it. Now, we've come up with an assortment of colors, right? Now, I like this gold brass model, and it's got this red skirt on it, right? And it's got that big ruby red orange eye.
I think a lot of manufacturers have keyed on the fact that if you've got an eye on there, it's very attractive to fish.
And the one thing is with the bully, it's heavy, right? And you can cast it a mile, and the farther you can cast, the more pike territory you're covering.
It does make it great for pike.
Mm-hmm. Again, we're saying we move from spot to spot. We were in the pike holes, so we decided we were going to go out for some lake trout early this morning, right? When we're going out with the lake trouts, we're always taking the Eagle fish finder. And because I'm with the president of Walker Downriggers, I guess we always take the Walker Downriggers out fishing with us.
And you're right, Darryl. You mentioned fish finders. The Eagle is great for keeping track of bottom, and it's absolutely necessary that when you're using downriggers, you got to know the depth.
You know, Randy, you're absolutely right. And the funny part is when we are lake trout fishing, we're bringing up our salmon gear from the Great Lakes. I'm running a rigger stick, right? The Fenwick 8.5-foot rigger stick. Now, this is more of a light action rigger stick, but I would imagine this is anywhere from 12 to 18 pounds. And you get a lot of sport out of catching these lake trout because we didn't get a lot of big lake trout today. You know, they were all 3 to 5, 3 to 6 pounds. But we could have caught 100 of them if we would have wanted to, and that's right within a half a mile of the main camp.
That's right, Darryl.
We're running a level wind reel. It's an Ambassador 6500 C4. I live and die by these babies.
They're light enough, Darryl, that you don't need anything any heavier than that, and you're right, particularly when you couple it with a great rod like that on lake trout. Even though they're not big lake trout, it's great sport.
I combine it again with 12-pound test Trilene XL. That's all I need out there when it comes to this rod. And you asked me this morning, what are you going to run for spoons? And again, we're turning to the people at Breck's, the Williams Whitefish. Now, all day long, I ran that chrome and brass half and half model. You know, and it swishes through the water, and it's enough of a tractor itself, right? But we did something a little different today, and this is made by Lure Jensen, right? And it's called a 6-pack, and what it's supposed to do is imitate a school of minnows. You tie that on in front of your lures, right? And what happens, a lake trout buzzes in when he sees this school of minnows, or the artificials, and he goes to tail in behind it, and what comes right in his face? That big whitefish.
You're right there, Darryl. That 6-pack, as we saw on the cameras, really pulls those fish in, and they pull right in behind it. They must think it's a pack of fleeing bait fish.
Well, Randy, I'll tell you what, the land of the living skies, and it really is this, and we've probably mentioned that term over and over today, but we started out this morning. It was sunny to start with, but it was windy. We saw the whitecaps breaking over across from camp. A lot of people said, we're staying in today. We're going to play cards and have a few beers, right? And these were all adult drinkers, but they said, we're staying in camp. And I says to Randy, why do we want to stay in camp? Let's go out. We can play around the islands, right? So we got sunny skies. We got cloudy skies. We got thunder. We had lightning. We had rain. You know what, Randy? I've dried out, and I'm ready to try it again. We'll stay close to shore. What do you say?
Let's go for it.
And listen, if you get the chance, don't pass up the opportunity to visit Lindbergh's Reindeer Lake Lodge. It's up in the northeastern corner of Saskatchewan. And the fishing is phenomenal, even real close to the lodge. Let's go, buddy.
Going Fishing has been brought to you by Yamaha, when you want the best. Abu Garcia, for life. Berkeley Trilene, Canada's strongest fishing line. And by Montana's Cookhouse Saloon, fresh country cooking. Going Fishing would like to thank the following fine sponsors.
Going fishing, going fishing. Baby smiling my way, gonna have a great day, no competition. Going fishing, going fishing. We'll be gone, but not for too long.